The measure of a man is what he does with power. So often, we think that we will virtue signal and create all these ideas in our head that, oh, if we had this or if we had that, we wouldn't be corrupted, or we would, make these changes, change X, Y, Z, or we would do this and do that. But so often you see times where people do, move certain trajectory across certain, across certain systems, and turn into the very thing that that they were trying to, instead of draining the swamp, they become the swamp. And we're seeing it happen in real time right now. So I mean, it's really hard to tell, because yes, there are some people that when they did say that, oh, if I ever had power, I would make a change that was relatively good. And that's true. There are some people out there that have done that did use their power for good, right? But it looks like right now there's a lot of people who did have power and just have been using it to utterly just completely loot the planet, so it's, at the end of the day, everyone is acting on self-interest, and it is what it is. Everyone's going to be doing that, right? But at the same time, it's important, to understand that every action that we take, everything that we does, has a consequence. So especially the more power that a person has, they definitely have to think twice, maybe think 3 times, because of the consequences. The consequences of their actions have drastic effects. So a word for thought is, remember that your actions, in whatever position you are, your actions do have consequences. Because each person on this planet does matter, even though some feel like they don't. They still do matter, because each movement, each action does have an effect on the time stream, because the universe is interconnected, and each person's movements does affect the future outcome of the particular universe. So I would say be more tact in the way you move, because it is better, and let your morality guide you. I know I don't really talk about morality too much, but it's up to you at the end of the day. I'm not here to tell you to be good or evil. That's your choice. You make that choice. I'm just a philosopher here to speak on certain topics. But remember, your actions do affect the reality of this world. So make sure you have some tact.